What's going on, YouTube? Oh my God. It's been a day, guys. It's been an absolute crazy, crazy day. Um, I hope everyone is doing well um, and blessed. Uh, yeah. Hope you're all doing well. I'm that cologne guy E, and this is Simply Put Sense. Hey guys, thank you so much for coming to the channel. Live stream number 12, I believe. We're going to talk about a couple of things. Basically, I want to talk to you guys about how to smell your best. It's very easy to smell bad. So I want to talk to you all about how to smell your best without trying. And I also want to talk to you all about some, new fragrances that I've been purchasing. As you guys know, I've been very, very, very much so getting into my niche bag lately, and I would love to share with you a couple of fragrances that I have purchased today. I purchased a couple of fragrances at Bergdorf today, and I cannot wait to share with you what fragrances they are. But before I go into that, I would love to talk to you all about well, I want to talk to you all about like smelling your best and how to smell your best in any situation. It is a really, really, really important topic. I find that a lot of people just tend to focus on the default. Everybody just wants to smell like everyone else, and I want to help people get out of that rut, out of that monotony, out of that hamster wheel of just smelling like a bestseller and smelling like the masses. There's nothing wrong with the masses. It's not like everyone's so horrible and you're not. It's just more like, why smell common when you don't have to? Why spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on fragrances in your collection that just have you smelling like millions and millions of people every single day? It's like I always say, why walk out of your house seeing your outfit on other people and not wanting to change? It's like I prefer to smell interesting and unique. So yeah, I would love to share with you all some really, really cool pointers, a lot of which you probably already know, but we're going to contextualize it today and really, really get into how we can smell our best under any circumstance in any situation. And I'm really, really excited to share with you some some pointers, But please feel free to share your own suggestions in the comment section. Speaking of the comment section, let me check out a couple of you all's comments. Um, I love watching his old videos from 2016. Okay, well, I'm glad that you're on here in 2023. I hope you see all these videos. I mean, I'm appreciating you, Mr. Calvarino. Thank you so much for joining. Mr. Rich Mitch, always what's going on, my man? How you doing? Lovely color shirt. Thank you very much. I like blue. I really, really like blue. Um, so glad you're back on the net. Thank you so much, Mr. Calvarino. I really appreciate you for saying that. I have been getting back into my groove. I haven't done a lot of edited videos because I don't have as much time as I used to. I'll probably just end up hiring an editor to just knock them out for me, make it easier on my life. But I have no time to edit 8-hour videos. And you guys know when I edit, I put a lot of effort and time into that. So yeah, but thank you so much for joining the live. And I'm so glad that you're back on my live or on my channel. Um, I really love the Cut the Crap series. That's funny. A lot of people love the Cut the Crap series because I really, really like go in on a lot of brands and, whatever companies and fragrances that I think or brands that I think or companies that I think need to like revamp or revitalize or redo what they're doing. And yeah, that was the Cut the Crap. I might do like a live Cut the Crap. We'll see. I have to figure out how to make that happen. But we shall absolutely see. Actually, I want to play some. Okay. I want to create a little vibe. Um, What's going on, Micah Shoemaker? Thank you so much for coming through. Bro Sense, my dude. What's going on? What's up, Frag brother? Bro Sense in the house? Yes, 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 he is. Bro Sense, you're the man. Uh Drayson Jones Green, thank you so much for that. Um these days, I'm all about vetiver. I could see why. One of the best ingredients in perfume. Hello, Seinfeld voice. What's going on, brother? Thank you so much for coming through. Hello to you too. Um, simply put, since yes, said not. Thank you so much for coming through. Uh, Miss your collabs with Carlos. I miss my collabs with Carlos too. You have no idea, or you probably have an idea, but yeah, I miss Carlos deeply, deeply, deeply. But he's always with me, you know? He's always with me. I'm always carrying Carlos around. Um, my dude is right here, always with me in loving memory. Love this man. He's the man. I wonder, let me fix something real quick. Let's see. Can you guys read that better? Yes, you can. Awesome. So that's my dude. Miss this guy so much. But again, he's always with us. All you have to do is, like, if you ever are in your house and you hear that theme song in your head, he's with us. He's alive. For those instances, he's still with us. And he's always with me for sure. I was grilling Tiffany about where you was. Really, bro? Grilling Tiff? That's messed up. Oh no, that's funny, Drayson. Um, yeah, Tiff is absolutely like everything to me. Like she's just amazing, amazing, amazing. Um, gotta catch up with her. Miss her so much. She's doing her thing though. She's a mogul. You know, she is a mogul. Anyway, guys, I hope you're all well. I want to share with you suggestions for how to smell your best in any situation. And the number one suggestion, the first suggestion, I'm just going to say it, guys. And it's the goes without saying suggestion. And the first suggestion is, if you want to smell your best in every and any situation, the first thing you must do is bathe. Bathe every single day. I should not be telling grown people a suggestion like this, but you'd be surprised, guys, how many of us skip days and then think fragrances are going to smell amazing on our skin. Not the way, brothers. Not the way. It's important. It's really, really important that you don't just shower, that you bathe, take a bath, soak your skin, get the impurities out of your skin, get rid of the oils that clog up your pores, that will eventually change the scent of your fragrances. And when you soak in the tub, you will literally smell 10 times better when you put your fragrance on your skin. A lot of people don't realize that. Yes, we smell a certain way naturally, but when you don't bathe often, and when I mean bathe, I don't mean, again, a shower. I mean literally soaking in the tub. When you're not bathing regularly, you are not allowing your skin to smell as great as it could when you put your fragrances on. So I don't just mean clean or wash your you know, please wash your ass. I'm just saying wash your ass. But I'm not just saying that, guys. It's really, really important that you soak and you bathe a certain way. Um, if you're the type of person to skip a shower every now and then, it's really, really important that you're taking baths. And it's really important that you're also using antibacterial bath wash. Okay? Shower wash, shower gel, whatever. Make sure that whatever body wash you're using is an antibacterial type of body wash. And what this will do is, over time, when you're constantly using antibacterial soap on your skin, over time, it will shift your skin chemistry to be a lot more conducive for the perfumes you add to your skin. So it's really, again, important that you bathe. It's really important that you take baths, not just showers, every so often. I would suggest doing it every week. Take a bath once or twice a week. If you feel kind of weird taking a bath and having bubbles surrounding you in a bath, take it with your partner. That way you don't feel lonely or weird in a bathtub by yourself. A lot of grown men feel weird taking baths because it's like, we're not boys anymore. We're past that stage in life. But it's important that you reconnect with that boyhood self and get yourself in a bathtub and soak. It's really, really important. um, that's next level important. But again, make sure you're also using some antibacterial body wash. A body wash that I really, really enjoy is called the Blue Atlas body wash. It's very natural, no preservatives. It'll smell amazing. And when you're using Blue Atlas body wash, it will definitely attack the bacteria in the sense of bacteria on your skin and in your body. So very, very important first step to smelling your best. Bathe. Second important step, moisturize. When you get out of that tub, you want to dry off and you want to add an unscented moisturizer to your skin. I like the brand CeraVe. They have an unscented moisturizer for your body that is amazingly great. It is thick, it's moisturizing, it is hydrating, it keeps your skin smooth, it keeps your skin soft, not crepey, and not ashy. And we need to make sure that our skin is not ashy. If you're looking like me, because it's very, very easy to get ashy when you get out the shower. So it's very, very important that you're using moisturizer, and an unscented moisturizer will not conflict with your fragrance. It's really important that you're not using a moisturizer that will take over the scent of your fragrance or affect the scent of your fragrance, because you don't want to smell like lotion and fragrance. You want to smell like a fragrance. So an unscented moisturizer, preferably CeraVe, because they do it really, really well. It will be a really good addition to your routine. A lot of men do not consider moisturizing our skin. We age really bad as a result, and a lot of us, we want to smell, we want to look our best as we get older. As we age, we want to look good. I mean, I feel like I'm aging gracefully. I feel like I'm aging pretty well compared to like when I started my YouTube channel. Sometimes you see people from the beginning of their journey on YouTube and you see them more recently after years have gone by and you're like, what the hell happened to them? Like, you know, they must be really successful because they look a lot fatter than they used to. They must be eating really well. Uh, so I feel like I'm aging pretty decently. And I really, really moisturize my skin. I moisturize my skin every single day, twice a day, at night and in the morning. It's really, really important. When I get home, wash my face, take care of my routine, put on that moisturizer, and for the rest of the night, my skin is healthy. But yeah, you want to definitely bathe and moisturize, fellas. It's such an important aspect to smelling your best. Absolutely important. I would say the second important thing to smelling your best is confidence. You know, when you want to smell your best, you have to be a confident person. You can't be too concerned about how other people perceive your scent of smell, your sense, your sense. It's really important that you don't care how other people perceive your scent. If people don't like your fragrance, who cares? That's their problem. It's important that you are confidently wearing your fragrance with no issue. Um, if you're caring what people think about your scent, you will always smell basic. You will always smell like everyone else. Um, Confidence building is important, especially for us men. A lot of us are beaten down in a lot of different ways. This world is not friendly to men most of the time. I know a lot of women in this live. It's like, psh, join our world. You'll see it's even worse. Completely get that, ladies. But it's really, really difficult. It's not easy being a gentleman in 2023 in America. It's just not. There's a lot of drama that goes with it. And honestly, we're probably, a lot of men just do not have confidence in themselves. Um, and it's obvious because the most popular videos on YouTube regarding perfume is compliment videos. Basically, videos where you need to be validated by a stranger telling you you smell good. If you need that validation, if that validation is so important to you, I would say you need to build your confidence level. You need to learn how to trust your taste and not be, I guess you could say, influenced to smell like everyone else. Confidence is extremely, extremely important to build. Not all of us have it. Most of us don't. Most of us lack confidence in ourselves and in our taste. And it's fascinating because, I think that even if even if you wear a fragrance that's disgusting to someone else, I would rather wear a fragrance that's considered horrible than a fragrance that's considered nice. Because at least a horrible fragrance is harder to forget. The nice fragrance, it's forgettable. The horrible fragrance, the fragrance that makes you either disgusted or make you fall in love, those are the fragrances that you remember. Those are the fragrances that make an impact. And I would just suggest to make an impact if you can with your scent, because that's a way that you express yourself. Um, it's just not, it's not fun to blend in my opinion. Blending in to me is boring. I would suggest boldly being yourself through your scent, regardless of what anyone else feels about it. And that is an exercise in confidence building. In a world where everyone likes to blend in and follow the leader, be a leader, not a follower, guys. The more you get out of your mindset, the more you get out of the mindset of trying to be a people pleaser with your fragrances, the more you start to genuinely smell like you. That's important. If you're trying to please people with your fragrances, you're just going to smell generic. You're just going to smell generic. Because honestly, most people have horrible taste in scents. They do. Because most people don't expose their noses to quality fragrances. So they think a designer name makes a perfume quality. So focus less on how other people perceive your fragrance. If people don't like the way you smell, that's their problem. And what you're doing is fixing that problem because you're offering them an experience that is less boring than what they're used to. So I would say boldly wear your fragrances, regardless of if they're compliment building, if they're compliment fragrances, if they're compliment getters. As long as you're complimenting the fragrance that you wear, that's all the validation you need. Period. It's all the validation you need. If you love your fragrance, who cares what other people think? That's how you build your confidence. That's how you build your self esteem. Not giving a shit what other people think. Not caring about pleasing other people with your fragrance. There's only one person that should compliment your fragrance and that matters to you, and that should be your own opinion. That's my thought in that. Stop wearing the same old fragrances that get other people compliments. They're getting other people compliments. Not every fragrance that smells good on other people smells great on you. You know, stand out. Grow your confidence, and I swear, I honestly feel like if confident people never need permission to smell a certain way or to look a certain way or to be. Confident people are the way they are and they give themselves a permission to be that way. They don't need to be told, "Ooh, you smell great. That's why you should wear that scent every single day." No, you know you smell good because you bought that fragrance. If you bought that fragrance, it smells good to you. That's all that matters. That's all that should matter, personally speaking. So the second aspect of how to smell your best in any situation is to build your confidence and to care less and less and less about the mindset of other people regarding how you smell. The worst thing you could do is go fragrance shopping with other people. because they will literally divert your attention from what you love and from what your tastes are to make you smell more like what they think you should smell like or what their tastes are. So I like to shop for fragrances alone. When I go with other people, I feel like they influence me. They influence what I decide I like and what I don't like. And that is not what you need and that's not what you want. It's really important that you take ownership of your taste and that you don't care about like what the next person feels about the scent that you love. That's just the bottom line. Avoid going out with people to shop for your fragrances. You don't need no one else's opinion. You don't need the associate's opinion. You don't need a friend's opinion. When you're building your taste and you're gaining confidence in your taste, the only validation you need is your own. Period. All right. So, another thing that I would suggest, how to smell your best in any situation, wear fragrances that a lot of people ignore. What do I mean by that, guys? It's obvious. The best dressed person in the room never has a clone in the room with them. The person that looks the best in that room, when you walk into the room and you see the best dressed person, hopefully it's you. But when you go into a room and you notice the best dressed person in the room, that person is rarely looking like other people in that room. The best dressed person in the room stands out. That's why they're the best dressed person in the room. If you have clones in the room with you, how are you the best dressed? How are you the best anything? You're a clone. You're smelling like other people. You're looking like other people. So it's important that you consider fragrances that a lot of people ignore. There are thousands of perfumes that go unfocused on, unnoticed, uncared about, because everyone wants to buy the best selling fragrance that makes you smell generic, that makes you smell popular. Avoid that. Avoid that. Stand out. When you smell like everyone in the room, how are you smelling your best, guys? Wearing what other people don't is an exercise in confidence building as well. Because when you're confident to step out of the zone that other people find comforting and find comfort in, you stand out in a positive way. So good, brother. So yeah. So wearing what many people don't will help you stand out. And again, guys, you don't have to spend a ton of money to smell interesting and unique. You don't have to buy the most exclusive perfumes. All you have to do is just get out your house, go and smell fragrances, have samples mailed to you. Hopefully, you're getting them, you're not spending a ton of money on them, because buying a bunch of samples could be just as expensive as buying fragrances, especially when you're doing niche samples. But yeah, just explore, focus on things that a lot of people ignore. If it's a top seller, say, I don't need it, skip it. Focus on other scents. And I have a feeling that you'll start to, again, build your level of confidence in your own taste. And that way, when you're walking out the house and you're smelling a certain way, people won't walk up to you and say, Santal 33, Baccarat Rouge. Like, if your fragrances are obvious to the public, you need to probably change your scent. Where would people ignore? You'll always smell very, very unique, very interesting when you're not smelling common or generic. So that's a really, really important vibe to me. A very important, I would say, consideration. Where the fragrances that most people ignore, you'll definitely make a much better impression when you do that. Also, when you're wearing fragrances that most people ignore, again, you don't smell like someone's ex, you don't smell like someone's dad. And I hate smelling like someone's ex or someone's dad. I don't want to wear fragrances that remind you of someone else in your life. I want to remind you of me. When you smell a fragrance on my skin, I want I want a thought of me to come to your mind, not a thought of another man in your life. And I think that's a little bit funny that I have that mindset and that I'm encouraging you to have that mindset. I guess you could say that's a little strange and interesting, but honestly, I want to encourage you all to be individuals. I want to encourage you all to smell like you. And when you smell like the masses, you're not smelling like you. And there are ways to smell like if you like something that's a popular bestseller, there are ways to enjoy that style of fragrance without actually owning that fragrance that everyone has. You know, if you're wearing a fragrance, for instance, if you love the scent of Baccarat Rouge, right? There are certain ingredients in Baccarat Rouge, like I think there's saffron in Baccarat Rouge. There's like a candy floss vibe. There's certain elements in Baccarat Rouge that are unique to Baccarat Rouge. But if you like that style of fragrance, instead of buying Baccarat Rouge, I would get a fragrance that has a component that could be in Baccarat Rouge, but that way it doesn't smell like Baccarat Rouge. So you have like a scent that is interesting and familiar, maybe even, um, yeah, familiar, but you're not smelling exactly like the scent that everyone else owns. There's so many different ways, guys, to avoid smelling common, and definitely those are great suggestions to do that. The next step in terms of how to smell your best in any situation, guys, I would say the fourth suggestion is to develop your taste. It's very important to develop your taste. When I started collecting fragrances, I didn't really get niche fragrances. I liked a few of them. But when I started my journey in fragrance, I would buy a lot of cheapies. I always did a lot of investigation to make sure that the cheapies that I got didn't smell cheap. There is a very important distinction there. I would buy cheapies, but I would research the best cheapies that smell expensive, and those were the fragrances that I bought. But I was so focused on quantity and not quality. Nowadays, it's the opposite. I don't care if I get 5 to 10 fragrances a year, that's okay to me. As long as like they're gonna be amazing additions to my collection. That's more important to me. How many I get doesn't matter. What I get matters so much to me nowadays. So I've kind of gotten away from the whole niche thing. I remember, just to give you guys a little background, I remember when I did a video, and you can check it out because it's on my channel. I did a video about zoologists. Like I literally did, I think 2 episodes on a breakdown of the zoologist brand, house brand. And I love zoologist fragrances, but when I did that video, and I think back to the things that I said about certain fragrances that zoologist creates, I don't feel the same way today. I remember when I smelled the fragrance called Moth by Zoologist, I was like, what is this? This is crazy weird. I don't like it. It don't make sense. I don't get the moth reference. This shit smells like it stinks. It's a little bit fecal, a little bit duty thing going on. Like this is funky. And I just didn't understand it. I sprayed it on my skin. I got it even less. And the other one that I sprayed on my skin from Zoologist that I was like, whoa, Hyrax. 2 absolute dirty fragrances with tons of oud or musk, animalic ingredients. When I smell those fragrances today, I'm like, wow, are these amazing fragrances. Like Moth is one of the best fragrances from Zoologist, hands down. One of the more interesting fragrances from Zoologist, hands down. If you asked me what I thought about that fragrance 3 to 4 years ago, I would have been like, I'm not putting that on my skin. No, thank you. But today, I'm like, damn, what was I thinking to not appreciate this scent before? So it just goes to show you that our taste shift, our taste change. And the important thing to do is to develop your taste. And the best way to develop your taste is to expose your nose to as much and as many amazing high quality niche fragrances as you can get your nose on. That's the number one way to develop your taste in fragrance. And I always say this, guys, like a lot of people I like to equate tastes of perfume to taste in cheese. Most people have Velveeta taste when it comes to perfume. Most of us have Velveeta taste when it comes to fragrances. That's the majority of people who are buying perfume. They're buying American cheese type perfume. When you start to eat cheese and you start to expose your palate to cheeses, you start to notice that the best cheeses aren't those basic ass cheeses. American cheese, it's great on a sandwich that's, a simple sandwich, but it can't compare to Gouda. You don't need Gouda on a sandwich to eat Gouda. Gouda tastes amazing alone with a cracker. Seriously, you don't need any meat to make Gouda taste great. You need meat or something to make American cheese digestible. It is horrible. It's Kraft. It's Velveeta. It's cheese that should not go into your system. Let's be honest, right? But when you taste that good, rich, dirty, stanky cheese, and you start getting your nose on it, you then start to understand what the hell was I thinking with all this American cheese all my life. When people get into really stanky cheeses, you go, damn, where have you been all my life, Gouda? You know, or brie. You know, brie is some good cheese too. That buttery, like creamy, yeah. So anyway, I like to look at fragrance tastes in terms of cheese. Like most people have Velveeta American cheese taste, right? I want you to develop a Gouda taste. I want you to develop your taste so that when you smell a stinky cheese, you cannot feel like it's not stinky to you. You're just going, your mouth waters. You're like, oh, that's gonna taste amazing. You know. So when I first started my fragrance journey, I was not into stinky cheese. I was a Velveeta kind of guy. And honestly, guys, I am all about the stinky stuff today. You know. And it's funny. I'm not saying that I want to smell bad. I just want to smell not common. and um and honestly, that's what stinky cheese equivalent fragrances allow you to do. Smell interesting and not common. That's my vibe, you know? A lot of things I smelled back in the day, I never really got into it. I could appreciate certain things, but I never really liked them, But now I love unique, weirdo fragrances, If I smelled moth today, I would buy a bottle of moth with no question. Matter of fact, I might consider getting it because it's on my to get list at some point. I really, really think that is insane. And I used to think Panda from Zoologist was their best fragrance. Because why? Panda was the easiest fragrance for people with simple tastes to appreciate from Zoologist. It was probably like the most, I would say, easy entry option you can get from Zoologist. And honestly, today when I smell that fragrance, it's nice, but it doesn't do what Moth does. It doesn't smell as amazing as Moth does to me today. And so our tastes evolve. The most the best thing that you could do in your fragrance journey is to experience it with an open mind. Don't think like, oh, this is me. What's you today is not going to be you tomorrow. So experience perfume with an open mind. Don't focus so much on putting your style within a box. Free yourself from those confines. Love love interesting things. And if you don't like a fragrance, you don't have to. But go back to it a couple of years from now. If you smell something, it doesn't work on you. Be open-minded enough to smell it later and give it another chance and see what it smells like to your nose then. You know, I've really, really turned away my nose from a lot of fragrances that I thought were horrible. And now I smell them and I'm like, what the heck were you thinking? These are masterpiece perfumes that you just didn't have the ability to understand. And so once you start to experience fragrances and you explore and you expose your nose to as many things as possible, your taste will change, your taste will develop. You'll start to notice American cheese doesn't work for you anymore, you know? um, so one day, and that's the fascinating thing, we move on, One day you're playing video games 8 hours a day when you're a kid, and then you grow up and video games become a waste of time. You rather make money than spend your time playing video games, So we evolve, we grow, and your taste in perfume will grow as well. Be open minded to those changes and don't try to force your taste. Just be open to it and allow your taste to evolve naturally. Another suggestion, guys, is how to develop your taste. I would say, again, smell as many fragrances as possible. Introduce your nose to everything. When you don't like fragrances, don't be like, ah, I don't like it. Ah. When you don't like something, try to identify what about that scent you don't like. What is wrong with that fragrance to you? What about that fragrance turns you off? That's a very important question to know. And that's a very important question to know for the future of your fragrance journey. You know, it's important to know why you like something, and it's important to know why you don't like something so you can avoid buying or adding things to your collection that you probably will not wear, and that you focus more on things that you'll absolutely enjoy experiencing. It's really, 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 really important that um, that you smell as many things as possible. And as you smell a lot of perfumes, you'll notice that you naturally gravitate toward a particular style of fragrance, and embrace that. Just don't stay in your comfort zone. Explore, experience, and grow. Okay? It's very important that you do that. Very few fragrances are bad. They are just not meant for you if they don't smell good on you, you know? But very few fragrances are bad fragrances, you know? Fragrances that we consider bad, they're just not made for us. They're just not meant for us. Or they're not meant for us at the time we smelled it. Maybe it might be meant for us a couple of years from now, or 4 or 5 years from now, 10 years from now, but it's not meant for us at this stage in our journey. So it's really, really important that you are exposing your nose to as much as possible and keeping an open mind as you do so. Another good way to develop your taste is to be critical. It's really important that when you're critical about something, you identify what's wrong with it for you. Okay. And being critical and having a critique on things is a good thing it's great to do. Um, you might hate patchouli, but if you're open minded and you're critical, you might learn that there's a patchouli that you can absolutely fall for and that you can absolutely love. So it's really, really important that you stay open minded, consider everything, and don't just like easily just say, "Not, I'm not into that." You know, like really, really get into it and keep your mind open. All right. I would also say that it's really, really important also, guys, that you look at your fragrances the way you see your shoes. I think this is a really great advice. Look at your perfumes the way you see your shoes. Match your fragrances like you match your shoes to your style and your look. When you walk out your house, rarely does your shoes not match your style or your look. It's all cohesive. When you're considering your fragrance like an extension of your wardrobe, like your shoes, you rarely smell bad. It's like this, guys. When you're matching your fragrance to your look, you really smell weird to people. If you are dressed in a suit, right, and you're wearing a business styled scent, like you're wearing a vetiver from Roja, or you're wearing vetiver from Guerlain, or you're wearing Bellamy vetiver from Hermes. When you're wearing certain fragrances that fit a suit, you smell better and you look better. I know that seems weird. I know that's hard to quantify, but when your look and your scent is cohesive and matches, it's much more easy to compliment something about you, whether it be how you're looking or how you're smelling. Don't be that person wearing a tuxedo with flip flops. No, don't do that. Don't be that person in the winter, all right, wearing shorts. You want to basically, you don't want to wear boots in the summer. You don't want to wear flip flops in the winter. You don't want to wear sandals with your three-piece suit. You don't want to wear like ladies. You don't want to wear like you don't want to wear stilettos with a I guess with like a potato sack dress. You know, they don't match. They don't work. You know, I would suggest matching your style to your fragrance and you'll always smell insane. And it might be more psychological, but when your scent matches your style, you just look and smell better. It makes the person more stylish and chic, and it demonstrates taste when your fragrances fit your style. So again, if you're dressed casually, wear casual scents. If you're dressed professionally, wear professional fragrances. If you're looking artistic, wear something artistic. Consider your scent to look to consider your scent and your look as one. And you rarely smell crazy when you do this. Sometimes people say, I wear what I want whenever. I don't care. I just wear what the hell I want whenever I want. Do that. If that's how you feel, if that's what you want to do in your fragrance world, in your fragrance journey, if that's how you feel to be that way. But I would really, really consider switching it up, you know, and trying to marry your styling, your scent in a way that makes sense. You can wear whatever you want whenever you want. You can be that person wearing a tuxedo with sandals or flip flops. You could do that. You could wear a tuxedo with Crocs. Go for it. Would you? Would it be a good idea to do that though? Probably not. Probably not. So when it comes to certain things, I don't like to wear like summer scents in the dead of cold. They're not built for it. I don't like to wear cold weather fragrance in the middle of summer. It wasn't built for it. Perfumers have occasions in mind for the fragrances that they create, and I would suggest following their cues. You know, a fragrance that was made for the heat, wear it when it's hot. A fragrance that was made for cold weather, wear it when it's cold. I know you might love to wear that dark, heavy oud fragrance when it's 100 degrees outside. I mean, the entire Middle East does that. And they might smell amazing. They might smell really, really great. But, it's common to do that there. Their culture is more open to that. In this culture, in American culture, in Western cultures, that might be a little bit off-putting. you know it probably would be too much. I would feel if I was around a person wearing the heaviest oud fragrance and it's like 100 degrees outside, I might not want to be around that person, personally speaking. But if that person was wearing something like, fresh citruses when it's like 90 degrees outside, that scent would be a lot more palatable for me to experience. I would prefer to smell citrus and iris in the heat than your heaviest oud and vanilla. Personally speaking. So again, wear what you like, but make sure that the scent you wear complements your style on any given day, and you will always smell your best. Even if you dress conservative, again, wear conservative fragrances. If you dress flamboyant, wear flamboyant fragrances. If you're into streetwear, wear casual fragrances. The goal is to be cohesive and present a total package from your attitude to your look to your scent, and to communicate who you are every single day through your fragrances. Very, very important suggestions, things that I would definitely consider doing. I'm curious what you all are talking about in the comment section, so I'm about to hit up the chat. Let's see. Let's see what people have been saying. Not a cheese person. That's hilarious. Let's see. Um, it's all good. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Make sure it collabs. Okay. Shower. Shower, deodorant, then your frag. Absolutely, absolutely. Great suggestions. Definitely do everything in that order. I use Cetaphil. Okay. Cetaphil is worthy. Definitely worthy. I prefer CeraVe because it's just absolutely insane. But Cetaphil is it's worthy also. I never leave the house without the finishing touch of a fragrance. I would feel incomplete all day long. 100% Arden, and it's great to see you, my man. Honestly, when I am not wearing a fragrance and I walk out the house, let's say I forget to put on a scent and I walk out the house, I feel like I didn't shower. And I almost want to go back upstairs, depending on my time situation, and figure it out. Or if I'm going somewhere, hopefully there's like bottles of fragrance there and I can spray myself. But when I walk out of the house without putting on a fragrance, I just don't feel myself. I just don't. It feels like something's missing, feels like something's wrong, feels like something's definitely wrong, and I hate that feeling. Um, um, I think it's best to wear what you like, not what everyone else like. I 100% agree with you, JH. I think my man, oh my gosh. Um, there is an amazing YouTuber that I used to always watch back in the day, and he always travels all over the place. Lanyard Smith. He used to say, "Wear what you love, not what they say you're supposed to like," or something like that. I forgot exactly what his quote was, but the bottom line: wear what you love, not what you're supposed to like from other people's taste. It's really important that you build that and not care about others and focus on what you like. Um, talk, brother. Um, I'm always wearing what nobody has. Good stuff. That's a brilliant way to go. Um, YSL Rouge Velour is my favorite at the moment. A really great fragrance. The Vestiaire collection from YSL is really underrated. Everyone always focuses on Tuxedo, but Baby Cat is insane, and so is, I have to say, so is Rouge Velour. Rouge Velour is a really nice patchouli fragrance. Really insane. And definitely a ton of rose. Um, too much amber. um, let's see. What's up, E? I'm good, Chris. Thank you so much for coming through. Mr. Calvarino, I'm not a cheese person. I get you, my man. I wasn't a cheese person for a really long time. And then one day I was setting up an event for a company that I worked with at the time, and it required a cheese plate. Whew, I'm not lactose intolerant. I'm like one of the only black people I know that is not lactose intolerant. So I can go ham on cheese without the results that people hate, if you get my drift. But I don't have that issue. I can go through a lot of cheese, but man, when I got my nose on a couple of cheese options for that event, I was just like, oh my goodness. Oh yes. I remember the event. It was, and this is hilarious, guys. It was a fragrance. It was a fragrance event where I first ate the dirtiest cheese I've ever tasted, and this set me up for loving cheese going forward. And I should not have done that. Excuse me. Um, I was blown away. So I went to a Parfum de Marly event and invited by Stephen and Carlos at the Parfum de Marly boutique in the Meatpacking District in New York City. And they had amazing cheese. And it was the first time I ever had cheese with grapes. Who would have thought that was such a sick combination? Cheese and grapes. Ridiculous. Anyway, it's all about exposing yourself. When you expose yourself to things that you probably wouldn't be into, it's fascinating how you start to say, damn, this ain't that bad. Like this is, stinky cheese tastes amazing. It's fascinating how that works. We can't get. This is hilarious. We can't get American cheese in Denmark. We only use Gouda in our sandwiches. Lucky you. You do not want to try American cheese. That stuff will literally give you a heart attack. Um, it will clog your arteries the moment you swallow. Um, I'm not a fan of American cheese, but I used to love American cheese. American cheese and turkey. Whew. But not no more. Not no more. Been following you since what? Been following you since way back. Homie, glad to see you back, brother. Thank you so much, Miami Life. I really appreciate you for that. I'm so glad you're back. Thank you so much for following the channel for so long. It's a pleasure to see you, my man. Um, let's see. Did you like Artisan Pure by John Varvatos? I absolutely loved that fragrance. I think that Artisan Pure is one of the better spring, summer options you can consider from a designer brand, period. Um, I find it to be very, very, very high quality. Even though it's not trying hard, it's, I think, a really, really easy to love, easy to wear fragrance, and I think that scent is just really, really, really well done. Um, I actually did a review on Artisan Pure with Tiff Benson. Fun video. Sloth is kind of dank. Oh yes, Sloth by by Zoologist is more than dank. That stuff is a lot, a lot. Um, that's my Friday night. A glass of Primo Primitivo and some musk poon on the side. Okay, funny stuff, guy. My scent has to match my color. I like that. That's a really cool suggestion. That's also a great way to match your fragrance so that you smell on point and that you like your scent makes sense to what your how you look and how you present. I think that's a really really smart consideration. Um, Let's see. There's a science to wearing these fragrances. Absolutely. There's a lot of science to this stuff. A lot of people just think, oh, I'm just going to buy this and I'm going to smell great. No, not everything smells great on everyone. So it's definitely something where you have to like trial and error to make sure you're smelling great. Ashley in Paris did a video called How to Smell Expensive. She went through this history of it and gave some really great general tips for this stuff. Ah, that's amazing. Ashley in Paris. See, that's a channel that I am this is a channel that I am completely ignorant to, and I will definitely be checking Ashley in Paris out. Um, how to smell expensive. That's a really interesting concept for a video. Um, how to smell expensive. There's ways to smell expensive without spending a lot of money, but it takes a lot of research. And it also takes a trusted nose. Like when you're taking the advice of someone who has probably smelled inexpensive fragrances that are amazing, it's really important that you're taking the advice of someone who has great taste. I would definitely suggest checking out a few of my old videos if you're interested in smelling some amazing fragrances that do not smell cheap, even though they're not expensive at all. But I definitely want to check out Ashley in Paris to check out that whole thing. Beatrice Cial. Let's see, Cial. What do you think of Penhaligon perfumes? I think Penhaligon's is really a beautiful brand. I love the house. I think Penhaligon's is very, very classy. One of my favorite fragrances from Penhaligon's, like I think I was one of the first people to talk about Halfeti before it became this big, big thing. I talked about Halfeti in a video I did with my cousin underneath the Brooklyn Bridge. She hated it. But I don't think she grew to understand it. So I understood why she hated it. But I love that fragrance. Always did love that fragrance. I've owned that fragrance way before it became a big deal. And I have to say, I think Halfeti is amazing. A fragrance that I even enjoy more than Halfeti is Lothair. Lothair is like this really like salty vanilla fragrance. It's fresh and warm all at the same time and it's perfect for spring. And it's by an amazing perfumer that I love called named Bertrand Duchaufour. So I would definitely say that those are a couple of my favorites. I love Cairo. I think that smells great. Um, I like the Lord Georges and the animal heads. You know, those are cool. A few of them smell derivative. I kind of liked Penhaligons before they needed to feel to do that. But I feel like they're very, very high quality, refined fragrances. Castile is a great soapy fragrance. So yeah, I think Penhaligon's is very, very well done. A lot of character in Penhaligon fragrances, which is a brand that I really appreciate. Let's see. Constantinople, not bad. I don't remember Constantinople. I have to be honest with you. So yeah. Hi, friend. I was in my teens. Oh shit. Excuse my language. Um, Emil, how are you, brother? How are you? Hi, friend. Was in my teens when you were posting the Direge video. Just wanted to pop by and say thanks for showing me such a beautiful set. That is a huge compliment. You have awesome taste if you were wearing that fragrance in your teens. Like, I just have to tell you, that is pretty awesome. That fragrance is an amazing dupe of a discontinued fragrance. So I definitely don't have any qualm talking about it to this day. I don't like fragrances that are clones. I don't like clone houses any longer. I don't like clone perfumes anymore. But if you're gonna clone a fragrance that's discontinued that we cannot get anymore. That I will accept. That I would support. I don't mind remembering a scent that I can't get anymore that I loved. Like, that's brilliant. Or getting a fragrance that smells like it used, like I'm a huge fan of that concept. But I do not like the idea of of a clone house. But Darige, absolutely amazing fragrance. Absolutely amazing. What are your thoughts on Feb Delicieuse? I love Feb Delicieuse. Mm, actually, I don't love Feb Delicieuse. I like Feb Delicieuse. I like it. I don't need it. I don't feel like I need to own that fragrance. I prefer, like, let's put it this way. I love Feb Delicieuse, but if I'm gonna get something that's in that world of scent, I would much prefer Angelique Noir by Guerlain. Angelique Noir by Guerlain, I feel like takes Feb Delicieuse out the game, personally speaking. Um, if I were to get one or the other, it would be Angelique Noir by a lot. Let's see. Catching this live. Thank you so much, Jane. What's going on? Oh, this is so sweet. Catching this live. So great chatting with you at BG today. Made my day. Jane, you made my day. It was such a pleasure to meet you. I actually had an amazing experience. A lot of times people come to Bergdorf Goodman and they'll say to me, "Thank you so much for the experience you offered. It was so much fun." And I enjoy giving people an experience at Bergdorf because that's what this store is all about, the experience, right? But I have to tell you, I'm so grateful for the experiences that I have showing you guys an experience at Bergdorf. And Jane, thank you so much for coming and being such a sweet, open-minded individual. I had an amazing time giving you a tour of fragrances that fit your style. And I look forward to meeting you in the future. And I look forward to offering you to come on the channel. I'm going to be, guys. So, guys, I would like you all to start considering this. I'm going to open my channel up, especially on these lives, to a type of video that I want to do going forward. I want to invite my viewers, my guests, various guests, my viewers onto this live. And I want you to share with my audience 5 fragrances from your collection that matter to you. I don't care why they matter to you. It could have been the fragrance you wore when you met your partner that made you feel like that made you just feel like confident when you met them for the first time. I don't care. Whatever, a fragrance that you wore like that makes you feel like it's your lucky scent. When you wear it, you always, good things happen to you. The fragrance that reminds you of your mom, your grandmom, someone in your life that you love, that you miss. Whatever reasons you have, I would love for you to come on the channel and share 5 fragrances that matter the most to you out of all your fragrances and share why they matter. A very interesting concept. I think it would be really cool to watch a video like that rather than, I give this a 10, I give this a, my thing, I give this a E, or I give this a G. I really want to, I really think that that would be a really awesome concept and an interesting idea that I would want to watch if someone else did it. So I'm going to do it, and hopefully you all will be participating and involved. That'd be absolutely insane. So yeah, let's see now. Loved the. Oh man, I love How Fetty too. Yes, How Fetty is insane. Um, let's see. This is a funny comment. The bottle for Sloth doesn't look intriguing. I don't want to smell like him on the bottle. It's a great. It's. I get you. You got to try Moth. It's next level. Dude, love the warm and relaxed way you talk about this stuff. Good you're back. Thank you so much, VKT. That really makes me happy that you feel that way. Um, I love how Fetty Seed or good stuff. Hi E, I was wondering if you've ever smelled the Prada Infusion line. Any recommendations from that line? Oh yeah, but my favorite from the line is no longer in production. I used to love on Fusion Dome. On Fusion Dome is next level, beautiful. But actually, while I am here, let me show you the infusions that I love. Prada makes really amazing fragrances. I'm a huge fan of a lot of the things that they do. And I really love the fact that they do things that are. I really love the fact that that Prada does things that are in line with the aesthetic of their brand. That's very cool to me. I want you all to see my screen for a quick second. So, just to answer your quick question, options that I would consider from the infusion line, I would consider infusion Damand or Damand. That's basically almond. I would consider Infusion Dome if you can get your nose on that. That fragrance is discontinued, but it is next level. You can get it on eBay. Infusion d'Iris is a little bit more on the powdery pretty side. Beautiful still, but a little on the prettier side for my taste. But if you really want to get us, if you can't find Infusion Dome, a really great option is Infusion d'Iris Cèdre, because this option right here is very similar to Infusion Dome. Um, very similar. And this way you don't have to go and break your neck trying to find a discontinued scent. Deri said it's still beautiful, absolutely lovable, but I just love Infusion Dome. I think Infusion Dome is just next level. Um, let's see what other one that I like. Infusion de Fleur d'Orange is not horrible. I like that one also. On the prettier side. Um, Infusion de Vetiver is also pretty good. And I like the Infusion Mandarine. The Infusion Mandarine is absolutely lovable also. Those are options that I would consider if you're going to be focused on the Infusion line. Let's see. Someone should clone Essenza by Armani. Hmm. I'm sure someone has. I'm sure there's definitely an alternative. Absolutely. Kareem. How you doing, Kareem Buck? Oh me gosh, where have you been? Glad to see you. I'm absolutely glad to see you, Kareem. Thank you so much for coming through. I am very grateful for your viewership. Thank you so much. Um, and I really appreciate you for that. Um, what did you mention instead of Cetaphil? Can you spell it out? So instead of Cetaphil, I would consider CeraVe lotion or moisturizer. And how you spell it? I'll just show you where you can get it. Um, I'll just show you what it looks like. CeraVe is this stuff right here. So that is CeraVe, and that moisturizing cream right there, absolutely next level stuff. I would definitely consider it. Is Cedrat Boaz worth it, or do you recommend something else in that vein? I personally do not see the point in smelling like a clone of Aventus at this point. It makes no sense. Um, Cedrat Boaz is still a really beautiful scent. I'm not gonna lie, it's great. It's a great fragrance. It's arguably better than Aventus to a lot of people. But in my opinion, why consider a fragrance that smells like so many dupes and a very popular fragrance called Aventus. Like it to me doesn't make sense. Um, it made sense for me to like that fragrance when I started my fragrance journey, but at this point, it's like not worth my time. But it could be worth yours. So I don't want to discourage you if you're into it. I think it's a great fragrance. Do not get me wrong. It smells amazingly attractive. I just don't feel like it's a practical option for me. But it might be for you. So I definitely think it's worthy. And Citra Bois does smell a lot like Aventus, brother. It definitely does smell a lot like Aventus. There is no way around that. They're not identical and they're not dupes, but there's no way that Mancera was working on that perfume without someone in their team knowing that it smelled something similar to like Aventus. Like there's no way in hell. There's no way that they just stumbled on a fragrance that smelled like that scent. I just don't believe that. It's not the same fragrance for sure, but it's definitely inspired or derivative, personally speaking. Um, Dermasil from Dollar Store also works. Okay. So guys, I wanted to also share with you. I was supposed to unbox a couple of things, and I'm running out of time, but I'm gonna do a couple of things. So I wanted to share with you guys a fragrance that I recently purchased recently. But this is not an unboxing because I already unboxed it, and I've been well. This is not an unboxing at all. This is the fragrance that I want to also try. Like so, I bought a fragrance from Roja, and I bought this, guys. I bought this fragrance, Oceania is the name of the fragrance. I'm excited because Roja is going to be coming to Bergdorf Goodman. I think April 27th. They're having an event in the store. He's going to be doing like a really cool. He's going to be doing a masterclass in the Palette restaurant at Bergdorf Goodman in the basement. And it's going to be insane. And I'm excited. And like always, things get thrown behind me. Um, so this is the presentation for Oceania by Roja. And guys, when I first smelled this fragrance, I had to have it. There was a fragrance that I've been wearing out of Bergdorf Goodman called Danger for Women. And I've been wearing Danger for Women with another fragrance from Roja called Sweetie Aoud, which is amazingly beautiful, nutty, warm fragrance. But I layer it with Danger because I feel like Danger's for women is a little bit pretty. And so I mix it with Sweetie Aoud to butch it up. And those two fragrances on my skin smell amazing. I've been complimented by that duo multiple times, right? But I have to tell you guys, and again, I work in a fragrance store, and I work in a fragrance section in a very popular store, and everyone knows me as a cologne guy, so I get a lot more compliments, especially now that I'm dressed a certain way. You guys know I'm much more of a downtown type of vibe than dressing like this. And ever since I started dressing up, I get a lot more attention. I get a lot more compliments. I get a lot more people noticing my fragrance, which never happened before like it does today. I would get compliments from from people who are curious, especially when I wore weirdo fragrances that are unique and loud. People would say, "Oh my God, what is that?" But I am complimented much more often at Bergdorf Goodman when I'm dressed a certain way, because I have to dress a certain way to be here. And for me at least, not everyone thinks that way. But for me, I feel like you're in Bergdorf, you fit the role. When in Rome, right? And when I do, I notice I get a lot more love for how I smell. And guys, I like Danger, but when I put this on my skin, I was like, Danger who? Danger what? No. I can't even go there. Because literally, this reminds me of what Danger does on my skin, but without being extra pretty. And I like that. I like that a lot. So, guys, I want to just like show you this. It's an unboxing. I guess it's a little cheesy. I'm not being fair because I've already put this on my skin before, but I'm gonna wear it anyway. So, that was a thump. So, guys, uh, a lot of people feel like Roja's fragrances are overrated. Like his fragrances are just not what people say it's all about. And I feel like those people just don't know. And I feel like those people are just mad because they're expensive and they don't feel like spending the amount of money to smell like it. But I have to tell you, when you smell Roja's fragrances, when you put now, I'm not saying every fragrance from Roja is worthy of, everyone's taste and everyone's time. But man, when you put certain Roja fragrances on your skin, it really, really makes sense why Roja is so highly sought after all over the world. And there are a lot of people who will say, Roja's fragrances, he didn't make them. He didn't do this. This was made by somebody else and he just put his name on it. I mean, come on. Maybe, who knows? I don't care. All I know is that when Roja creates a fragrance, other brands can't copy them. Why is that? If his fragrances are done by all these perfumers and he has no talent or skill and he's not doing anything, everything is being done for him, you have to wonder why you don't smell his fragrances elsewhere. Why is it that Roja's perfumes smell distinctively Roja compared to a lot of fragrances from other brands? It makes no sense. If his fragrances are not him, if he doesn't do them, then he must have someone living in his basement that he only allows to make his fragrances, that makes nothing else but Roja fragrances. He has to probably have somebody handcuffed to a radiator somewhere in his basement that is only pumping out Roja perfumes because Roger's fragrances do not smell like anyone else's fragrances. I don't know them. If you know fragrances that smell like Roja's fragrances, please let me know. Um, I just don't. Uh, so Oceania, what do I find is so special about this fragrance? When you smell Oceania, it's first of all very, very citrusy, but it's a very natural citrus. It's something that when I smell it, I'm just like, wow. It's sweet, it's modern, it's a lot more casual than what you would expect from Roja. Because a lot of people's impression of Roja is that their fragrances are just very, very um, austere. But I have to say, this is fun. It's fun, but it smells expensive. It's playful in the context of Roja Parfum fragrances, but damn, do they smell expensive. They smell like what they cost. And there's sometimes when I smell certain fragrances from certain brands that are like $500, $450, I smell them and I'm like, why did they charge that amount? Because it just smells designer. Not gonna, I shouldn't say a brand right now, but there's a brand made by a very, very popular perfumer from Spain. And I'll just say this right quick. The fragrances smell great, but they just do not smell like the price that they're charging. I would not spend $290 to smell like a couple of the newest fragrances from this brand from a Spanish perfumer. I'm just going to put it that way. I'm not going to say no names. You all can do the research, but I'm going to just put it to you. I don't see how they can charge what they charge for their fragrances. They just don't smell like they should be in that price point. They smell like they should be in an Armani, less than Armani in that world, in my opinion. But another reason why I love Oceania is because it's a citrusy, fresh fragrance that you can literally wear all year if you choose. There's a warmth behind this fragrance, and there's so many ingredients. The top of the fragrance is grapefruit, orange, lemon, bergamot, lime, rosemary, thyme, lavender. The middle notes is ylang ylang, geranium, violet, jasmine, jasmine sambac. The base notes musk, cedar, iris, moss, and a ton of oak moss. Vetiver, sandalwood, vanilla, benzoin, galbanum, and labdanum. So you get this really, really fresh beginning, and that's tapered down by some really warm ingredients that are just beautiful. The iris in this fragrance is extremely prominent. It adds a waxiness to the scent, a cleanliness to the scent, but it doesn't come across powdery feminine, or it doesn't come across like lipstick. It's waxy, but there's not a lipstick thing going on in Oceania. Um, it's literally, in my opinion, I feel like this fragrance is the masculine danger. A lot more interesting compared to danger for my taste, and I absolutely love it. When he comes to New York, I'm going to have him sign this bottle because I am absolutely a fan. I think this scent is going to be one of my summer knockouts. Knockouts. I'm going to be destroying this fragrance. It's gonna go fast. I'm gonna be destroying this fragrance. And I gotta tell you something, guys. People complain and talk about Roja's prices. Let me show you just like certain things. Look at this sprayer. Well, hopefully you can see. Do you see that? Like, it's a fog machine. This is not a sprayer. This is a fog machine. You spray it and it's like diffused like a mist. I feel like I'm surrounded by clouds. The best sprayer I've ever used in fragrance. From one of the best scents I've smelled for the summer, Oceania. It is insane. I've also got to tell you, this fragrance lasts on my skin for about, what, 7, 8 hours? Not a light fragrance at all. It sticks to your skin with all those warm, dark, woody notes in the base. I just feel like this fragrance is special. It's special. No brand has made it yet, but I'm sure if it gets popular enough, Dior will figure it out. And a couple of other brands will try, but it'll be really hard to execute this scent like this. And a couple of dupe houses, they'll try, but when you'll smell this next to a dupe of this, you'll know why that's a dupe, and this is an original. Clones are never better than the original. Never. Never. The original is always better because the original was an original thought. And if it wasn't for that original thought, the clone would never be an option. So I always hold in high regard the original. This fragrance, if it's ever copied, which I would not be surprised if it is because it's that good, it's insane. It's insane. I love this scent. I love this scent. This fragrance is absolutely an E, and this is not an official review, but I'm just gonna review it. This is an E. This fragrance is excellent. You know, I like to talk about fragrances in the form of page, PAGE. This fragrance is excellent. Poor, average, good, excellent. This fragrance is excellent. It's insane. Oceania, guys, get your nose on it if you haven't smelled it. Women can wear it, men can wear it. You're gonna smell insane. You're gonna love it. So, guys, I really am really grateful for you all. Stop wasting that juice. I know, right? That's I probably literally just wasted like $2, $3 in the air. Every spray is like $1.50. Oh man, but man, do I? I'm just gonna let me just go in. By the way, guys, Roja likes to suggest, and ooh, I'm getting this all in my mouth. Ooh, this tastes a lot better than the other ones, but damn. Oof. Roja has a really interesting tutorial where he talks about how to wear his fragrances, and one of the suggestions he makes is not to wear your fragrance on your neck. Women might be really interested in knowing this. Don't wear your fragrances on your neck if you don't want to grow old and have a wrinkly neck. Wear your fragrances behind your ear, on your chest, on your shoulder blades, behind like the crook of your elbow, behind your knees, back of your neck. Spray your clothes. But one of the suggestions that Roja likes to make is to never spray your neck or this area if you're a woman, because you'll get creped skin. Alcohol is in these fragrances, and your neck skin is extremely, extremely sensitive and extremely thin. So if you are using fragrance all the time on your neck, over time it will affect your skin. So interesting little suggestion I got from Roja. So yeah, it's very, very interesting, very, very interesting guy. Anyway, guys, I am so grateful for you all checking out this live. I will be back here Wednesday next week, and I will be sharing with you another fragrance from this house. I was going to talk about a new scent that they just came out with. It's called Isola Blue, and Isola Blue is literally the remake of Oligarch by Roja. It's the remake of Oligarch. They changed the name so that it's not so, I guess you could say, tone deaf. Because, I wouldn't want to promote that this isn't for others who are not oligarchs. You know what I mean? Oligarchs own enough. They don't need to have an amazing fragrance named after them. So I'm glad that this was redone, and it was done in a really, really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bottle. And now this fragrance isn't about like rich people. It's no longer a fragrance like named after, people who are destroying our world for their profit. It's more about the Mediterranean Sea and water. So this is an amazing take on, I guess, what you could consider it. It's like an aquatic scent without cologne or aquatic notes. In the same world as Oceania, which I'm a huge fan of that. You don't get cologne or like typical aquatic ingredients that smell fake and crappy. You're not getting that in this. He was able to recreate the scents of, I guess you could say, like aquatic smells without using on the nose aquatic ingredients. Really, really brilliant. And I would say Isola Blue, another one. Absolutely beautiful fragrance that is very, very well made, highly, highly addictive. And this is a fragrance I noticed that a lot of women find very sexy on a lot of guys. I've heard, and I've actually seen, and I've actually had a couple of female clients that have purchased this already for their husbands, and they even wear it themselves. This fragrance is just really, really, really doing a great job for a lot of folks. And in Bergdorf, it is killing right now. Isola Blue. The new presentation for the old Oligarch fragrance by Roja. Beautiful bottle, beautiful cap. The only cap that looks like this. Yeah, great, great stuff, guys. If you're looking for fragrances for the summer that are gonna kill anyone you walk into the room, you're gonna. I shouldn't say that either. If you want to smell amazing and knock everyone out when you walk into the room with an amazing fragrance that no one else will wear, and everyone will know where you got yours, consider these. Get your nose on them. Come to Bergdorf Goodman. Let me spray these for you, and just so you can experience them. You don't have to have everything. You don't have to buy everything. Just explore, experience, get your nose on everything. And I would love for you to start at Bergdorf Goodman. So, yeah, guys, it was a pleasure to chat with you. I hope you're all well. I hope you all stay in the heights. Thank you so much for joining this live. I will be back next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. I'm not sure what the topic will be. I'm going to be really, really focusing on a couple of ideas, but of course, I'll do a premiere so you'll get to know what it is before I launch next Wednesday. But it was a pleasure to meet you. I can't wait to meet Ruth tomorrow. I'm going to be meeting one of my audience members. She's going to be coming to Bergdorf tomorrow to get a tour of the store. So I'm going to be learning what her tastes are and then sharing with her options that'll fit her taste. And hopefully she finds something she absolutely loves. And I met Ruth at Carlos's funeral, and she's a sweetheart. She also went to his grave site and shared with me pictures of Carlos's headstone. And it was really, really awesome. Anyway, guys, with that, I just wanted to share with you that it was a pleasure to meet you all. It's a pleasure to chat with you all. It's a pleasure that you're all here. Thank you so much. And it would be a pleasure to meet you all. I hope you all have an opportunity to sometime come to Bergdorf and introduce yourself. And if you also want to come through for Roja's event is going to be on the 27th, I believe, of April of this month at Bergdorf Goodman's um, Palette Restaurant. He's going to be doing a master class. He's going to be signing bottles. When you purchase your ticket for the event, you will be leaving with the fragrance. So it's kind of like um, come through, meet the man, learn from him, leave with the fragrance that you love. That's an option that you'll, I think, like. So yeah, come through. If you want to come through, let me know. You can always hit me up on my email. And my email is el-aton at themaker.com. And that is again el-aton at themaker.com. I know Mr. Calvarino. Rest in peace, my man Carlos. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. It was a pleasure. I hope you all have an amazing evening. Eat well. Stay blessed. Peace.